Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today we're going to take a look at the Adrenalin software for the AMD graphics cards so that we can kind of compare and contrast to the Nvidia experience and why I'm finding a lot more compatibility with what I need to do on this channel and with just being able to game in general. This is awesome. So I have it set on this page, and right after this we're gonna go to home. I just recorded a video. It's uploading right now as we speak, showing off this feature because this is a game changer for me. So if you come over here, we have this thing right here. It's called virtual super resolution. As you can see, I have that enabled. What this does is this allows you, so you know that I game normally on a 1440p monitor. And when I run my Xbox or my PlayStation, my monitor will accept a 4K signal, but then it downsamples to 1440p, but it locks at 60 frames a second. Now, is what virtual super resolution does, and it's incredible, it still allows me to select 4K. And then it allows my GPU to run that game at 4K and then downsample it to 1440p. And I still get to keep my frame rate. I still get to keep my higher frame rate on the games that I was playing. So the video I'm uploading is Ghost Recon Breakpoint. But I was playing around with this on Forza Horizon 5. I was playing around with this on TT Isle of Man 3. This is an incredible feature. This, like, you think DLSS looks good? Wait until you see this on a 1440p monitor. It looks freaking incredible. It is so most of the time when I'm downsampling for my consoles, you know, 1440p to or 4K to 1440p, I'm still getting, you know, those settings, whatever comes on the console. So I mean, they look pretty good, and this is like one of the biggest things for me. Like 1440p has been like an amazing feature for me. This right here actually has me considering picking up that like a 1440p OLED monitor. Like I'm really considering doing that, you know, as my next big purchase for the channel. I'm probably gonna do something like that. But so this feature right here is literally incredible. This is a game changer. DLSS looks great. And I don't know if this feature is going to be available on Nvidia graphics cards or not. I mean, it's in the AMD software, so it's open source, obviously. So so other, you know, Nvidia or Intel, they could easily freaking be like, oh yeah, that's great, pluck, stick it in their thing, and that would be incredible, man. I think this here is far better than DLSS. DLSS looks very, very good. Don't get me wrong, it looks great. FSR2, you can still use FSR in conjunction with this to boost your frame rates. That is cool. That is simply incredible. Another game that I'm going to test is I'm going to test this on The Witcher 3 as well. Like, this is cool. So I'm still getting like my high frame rate for my racing games, because I can get like 100, 120. I was getting about 120 FPS in Forza Horizon 5, and I was like, wow, man, I was blown away. And that's when I first checked it, because I remember selecting this, but I didn't really understand when I selected it a while back. I didn't, because you kind of have to find it in like there's like a whole nother section that you kind of go into with this. Like you'll go into your like display or whatever. It's like global display. So this is like global stuff. It'll be regular, just like regular display or something. Like, where is that? It was like we'll push the back button, because then that takes you back out to this right here. Like when you're in gaming, it'll just be like right here, and then you'll have all this or whatever, and so you get like the Radeon super resolution, you know, like the graphics profile, the anti-lag. But then you come over here, you click the global display, and then that's when it opens up the virtual resolution. And now you can select this with any of these three monitors. So with my OLED, if I was to turn that on, then I could render that at 8K, and it would and it would downsample to 14 to the 4K. So that would even look cool too. Like that would just look much better than average 4K. If I had a game that wasn't demanding, super demanding, that I could run at 8K and then downsample, that would just look incredible. Like this feature alone for me is huge because I love my 1440p. And the absolute best I've been able to get up till now was 1440p at max settings. Now I get 4K at max settings downsampled to 1440p, which just, oh my gosh, it's incredible. So now that I've spent 5 minutes just talking about that one thing, let's go ahead and we'll go into the home menu. So home menu is going to have all your stuff. It's going to show you your GPU temps. It's going to show you your system, your CPU utilization, all of this kind of stuff. You get like just like your media capture, stuff like that. So the home screen, you know, and then you can most of the time in here, if you're a content creator, you're probably going to spend a lot of time right here and record and stream. But gaming, so let's go over these settings that you have just on your regular one. So you got your graphics profile. That's gonna that there pretty much applies the best settings, just like GeForce Now would. This is gonna apply the best settings to the game for the monitor or what game you're playing, you know, based off the hardware that you have. Radeon Super Resolution, which is FSR. I mean, obviously, you know, you can turn that on. I've got it disabled. This here is like kind of like the overall setting. You could just turn this on, or you could just flip it on in game or whatever. Anti-lag, I haven't turned that back on yet, just because I haven't really been too worried about that. And then you've got Radeon Chill. It will limit your FPS to conserve power and all of that stuff if you want. I'm not going to use that, at least not right now, anytime soon. Image sharpening, it adds clarity to the image. You know, you can turn your sharpening up. That's in Nvidia software as well. Radeon Enhanced Sync. This here is just another type of V-Sync or whatever, like adaptive sync or whatever. And then there's a wait for vertical refresh. This here's all like, these are just different types of whatchamacallit. These are just different types of like FreeSync or something like that. It just kind of helps, you know, you can like fine tune it a little bit more with those settings or whatever. And then you just have like all these extra things that you can turn on. You can turn on texture filter quality, you know, that there. You can have it at performance, standard, or high. Surface format optimization. And this is what's cool, because it tells you can click on the little thing and it'll tell you what everything is in here. So you can go through here and you could check out all of these different settings and stuff. But like I said, when you get into this, then you just go over to the global settings. That will take you over here to all the other stuff like GPU scaling mode, integer scaling. This right here gives a crisp pixelated look to images scaled up. So this will upscale if you've got something that, like if you're watching a movie or a video or something like that, and it's like 1080p or whatever, this will upscale that image so that you can use that as well. I think that Nvidia has something like that in their newest DLSS thing or whatever. I think there was something like that. Probably never use that. You can select your color depth, 10-bit. You can go all the way up to, you know, 10-bit on this screen. If I was over here on my display 3 with my OLED, I can go up to 12-bit, but that never really worked. Pixel format, you can change your pixel format, stuff like that. I like the way that this is. So, and then you got this AMD I Infinity. This will convert. So if you have, like, say you have like an array of monitors, you have like 4 monitors or whatever, an array. This here will make them all one big screen, one continuous screen. So that's pretty cool as well. I would do it right now, but it kind of screws everything up. It makes everything look, it just kind of breaks everything. So you would want things kind of aligned in an array, so that you'd be able to actually utilize that. But if you've got your monitors spread out across the wall like I do, probably not going to be the best option for you. Probably won't. I did play with this for a minute, and I was like, oh no. It ruined everything. So I couldn't see anything. So I had to completely like reset it and everything. So You can arrange your displays right here. You can do your desktop color, enable clone, all kinds of stuff. All right here from the AMD, from the Adrenalin software. This is pretty cool. I really do like this. So if you are a and advisors. So right here when you're in gaming, you've got games, you've got graphics, you've got display, and then you also have advisors. So depending on what game you were playing, right now I've literally got I have Flight Simulator downloading in the background. I was downloading Flight Simulator while playing games at the same time, and it was still working. It was working just fine. So all of these different settings right here, you can play with this. Your advisors will tell you, you know, like, hey, maybe you should upgrade this, maybe you should do that. Just depending on what you're doing. And I mean, of course, it's going to recommend the most. It's gonna recommend like a 79. It's gonna recommend like the 7000 series CPUs and stuff like that. That's the only recommendations I get, is going to AM5 and like a 7900 or whatever. So record and stream. When you first pop into this, you'll be in the record tab. So you can just click that button. You can start recording. You can do all of that, record all your gameplay. To get into here, it's all R. When you're playing a game, it'll bring you right in there. This screen will pop up and it won't show in your recording, which is awesome. You can get in here, you can click record, you can turn your camera on. I could turn my camera on in this and it records, and it records just fine. You could set your microphone level to where you want. You could add push to talk, any of that kind of stuff. You can go right into the live stream thing, and that right there, you can do all of this as well. You just come right in here. You can live stream right from this software. So with Nvidia software, the biggest thing is it's so broken up. It's so split up. You've got one that looks like a Windows program. Like you'd have to go down here and you click down at the bottom of the screen, and it'll pull up the Windows or Nvidia control panel. Then you have GeForce, which is another thing. Then you've got a whole nother separate app just to utilize Nvidia broadcast. All of this is right here in this one. You could do scene editor. You can get in here and you can like edit things to set up, you know, like your camera, your chat overlay, all of that different stuff. And then you can set your render stuff right here. Like if you want 1440p, you just set that up right there. But there's also media. This is all the stuff that I've recorded, and it just shows you everything that I've recorded so far. And then settings. So settings is the really good thing. You can get in here. You can record your desktop. You can set your video bit rate. I got mine set at about 51. That usually gives you a pretty good a bit rate, but that's gonna, you know, kind of increase your file sizes, all of that type of stuff. Let's see. Let's pull this down right here. Resolution. I got my resolution set at 1440p for all my recordings, 60 FPS. You can set your encoder to AV1, AVC, HVEC. AV1 seems to be doing pretty good, really good actually. I really like that one. You could separate your microphone track, and these are all like your global settings. You have recording, and then you also have live stream. And over here, you can still set your video bit rate. Now, your video bit rate's not going to go as high for live streaming. It's going to go from 1 to 50, whereas your recording, you can go from 1 to 100. So this right here, you probably want to set kind of low. I'm still kind of playing around with AV1 to see how that's going to work out. Especially with like uploading and stuff. Uploading is really fast. It condenses the file sizes. You don't need it as much. You could set your audio bit rate so that you can get better sound and stuff like that. Enhanced filtering. You could disable that. There's also, let's see, instant replay. I got that disabled. So I've still haven't really had a whole lot of time to get in here and play with a lot of stuff, but I have been able to like really like look into this. So the next thing on here is performance. So you can look at this right here, and this will give you your metrics. So you can just look at all your metrics, you know, your GPU, your memory, your CPU, the system memory, all of that stuff. Like you can get in here, and then you can log and you can track everything by going through here, and it'll save it, you know, into a folder, and then you can come back and look at it. So then you can go to tuning. Tuning is like your overclock right here in the Adrenalin software. You'll be able to get in here and like tune stuff, play around with this. I've got everything on default. I'm not playing with anything just yet. Don't really need to. I'm playing at 1440p, so I get everything. And then down here at the bottom is where you'll be able to enable or disable your smart access memory, your SAM. You can enable that or disable that. So you have that pretty much right here. Right over here, you just have to click the launch the Ryzen Master, and this will bring up your CPU so that you can do even a more thorough type of settings for this. Now this one here is kind of outside of it. It tells you, warning if you overhit, but then it just pulls it up. You can pull this up right here. You can overclock, do all of that stuff. You can auto overclock, and then, or you could do it manually, and you could just test it and then apply it, all of that stuff. Pretty cool. I haven't played around with any of that just yet because I haven't really needed to. But then we'll get over here into the settings tab. The settings tab over here is just kind of pretty bare bones for this. You just decide where you're gonna send the metrics and all of that stuff too. So pretty much everything that you would need in this setup for Adrenalin is really freaking cool. Like, this is nice. I like this. I like being able to just get in here and not have to worry about so many different things. You can track your metrics for your gameplay, all of that stuff. You can put like the list over there on the thing. You can use all of that. I don't know if this is better than MSI Afterburner, but it's good enough. If you don't want to have to deal with MSI, you can use this, and I think it looks cool. Like, this UI is pretty this is a very nice looking UI. Like, I like this. It's easy to find stuff. It's got all of the information right here, information panels. If you're new to if you're new to like PC gaming and stuff, you can go through here. You can read the thing. You can try them. And you can kind of see what this software has to offer. And so far, ever since I've gotten the memory issue fixed up, this has been such an amazing experience. Now, like, we're going on day 2 of being able to like actually utilize all of this and stuff, and it's so fun. It's so good. Like, I'm very happy that I decided to give AMD a try. Like, this is pretty cool. So if you like this content, do not forget to like and subscribe, man. We will see you guys in the next one. And thank you for watching.